Hey everybody, Rodamon here. Thanks for tuning in to Oxygen Not Included. So, picking up where we left off, we were working on converting a sizable area for a future power grid. Sort of the power grid expansion project, let's call it. And I want to continue that project. So, what I'm going to be doing initially is just setting up some additional ladders for some additional digging, and trying to carefully, delicately smash this entire pocket of slime. Really as fast as I can go. Alright, there's a little bit of liquid in this pocket here, so I'm going to have to deal with that separately. I also wanted to mention that if you have any suggestions, if you have any projects that you'd like me to possibly undertake, just let me know in the comments. I'm pretty happy on trying to incorporate all of your ideas, providing that I think they're sound and solid ideas for future expansion. So, covering some of the things you suggested. One, I am going to try to put some Wheezeworts in this here area. The pocket of space between these two is pretty hot, and it wouldn't be a terrible thing if I chilled it a bit. And I do have some spare Wheezeworts. What did I destroy here? Hang on a minute. Didn't I say... Oh, okay. I did say for it to be deconstructed, it just was not showing. So yes, Wheezeworts. So yeah, if you have any suggestions for projects for me to work on, just let me know in the comments. I'm pretty happy to listen to your suggestions for buildings and the like. Ideally, they'd work towards the end game goals of the series, which is, well, here's the in the start card, Home Sweet Home or Great Escape. I think Home Sweet Home is probably going to be the easier obtainable one, but I guess we'll see. Alternatively, go survive for 75, which would be another one. Home Sweet Home, if you're curious, is survive 200 cycles, which I've done. Maintain 16 morale, which I do believe I've done. Rent 12 duplicates, which I have 9 of 12, and build a great monument, which I have not done, obviously. We ain't got no monuments here. Okay, that's pretty ugly, but, you know, whatever. Alright, so another thing I want to solve here is the slime that was in these bins are not in any way getting cleansed. So I need to fix that. I also want to put a high pressure vent here instead of the regular gas vent to prevent outgassing. So I'll get that done first. That needs to come first. This stupid security door being damaged. Hopefully my guys are working towards that. I do believe they are. Okay. Ventilation, high pressure vent. Make it out of lead because I don't care. Plop it right there and we'll have this be a high priority. Another thing I wanted to do is to put some heavy watt plates here and here and reroute my heavy watt wire away from this top section because I'm going to be using that area. Okay, I have just about enough polluted water in my filtration systems. So I'm going to turn off this pump and start to purify what I've got. Because this polluted water here is pure polluted water, I know how strange that sounds, but it doesn't have germs in it, it's just polluted. Most of the polluted water going through my water sieve system is not, is not germy, and therefore doesn't necessarily need to go through the chlorine, but we'll send it through the chlorine anyway. Better safe than sorry. Now, I can't forget that I was working on this geyser system. I do have the liquid pump. Now, what I probably want to do is to insulate tile all around this geyser to limit its ability to dump heat into the surrounding area. And I'll be doing that passively. Blueprint. Research, supply, decorating, operating, farming, or barbecue. Sorry, going with the barbecue. It's not personal. Alright, so I'll work on this geyser as well. And I think what I'm going to do is a liquid reservoir. I'm going to put a whole bunch of water storage here so that I can start emptying out all the liquid that is in here. Of course, the temperature won't really matter. This temperature of this water is about 115 Fahrenheit or 44 Celsius, and the temperature of this chlorine is about the same. If I wanted to cool it down, I could drop it in a cold biome, but I don't actually care about the temperature at all. I just want storage for it. Alright, so I was never going to have these insulated tiles be located here. I just needed to isolate the sidewall of the geyser. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this geyser nice and isolated. Critter starvation. Well, I don't care. I think it was a mistake to try to feed a pokey anyway. Right, my sewage is not backing up. That's good. There's a whole lot of polluted dirt that we could move. Speaking of building, Bryce, as soon as Bryce has one more skill point, I'm going to let him off the mill. So we've got the liquid reservoirs. And this is a super high pressure chlorine area so that I can destroy tiles and not have stuff out gas. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure. It should work though. Alright, now for water intake. This is a extraordinarily messy pipe system. That will do. And then this stuff will feed into the electrolyzers rather than my water supply. Speaking of water supply, let's flip it. I know it wasn't fully done, but it was close enough. Because we were starting to get sewage backed up which would disable our lavatories. Don't want that. All right, let's go 1, 2. There we go. And then we'll have weed sports all nicely laid out. Huh, there's oxygen in there? I didn't even know. Why are we storing? Oh, this was, yeah, let's disable that. Alright, let's take a look. Did my high pressure work? Gas, 100% chlorine. Because it's so pressurized, there wasn't a chance for the slimed out gas. I think you can see where I'm going with this. Oh, speaking of which, let's finish this heavy wall cable. So I needed additional slime storage space, and I am building it now. In a very strange way. But hey, I like it. Oh, you look like you leveled up, Bryce. Yes, you did. Let's give you hard digging. And let you out of this terrible prison here. She's like, I'm out of here. Alright, then I guess what I need to do is go through your priorities. And we'll put digging as a top priority, and then give you a little bit of operating, tidying, storing, supplying. Congratulations, you've entered the workforce. Alright, so the cables, the heavy watt cables here, have been rerouted in a more elegant way, sort of, allowing us to annex this space here for other use. Oh, Magenta Fairy's becoming a better cook. That's cool. Alright, here's my Wii Sports. Alright, we should see a bit of a cooling around here. I know I don't have a physical door here yet, but I will. Then, I also need to draw power over here. So let me see about network capacity. So this network load is already too high. Oh yeah, quite high. What about this? Yeah, I could pull from this cable. I'm not going to have it plugged in yet. Not until I've overlooked and double-checked, right? Alright, so we're currently filtering water. Let's re-enable the pump. Alright, and then this will give us access to some additional Weezworts. Well, looking good. Okay, this got built. Awesome. And the idea here is to add some additional slime storage down here. So that we can put this slime away somewhere, because right now we're full up. So this will make sense once it's done. No, Dennis, finish the project. You're killing me, Dennis. I hate when dupes deliver but not construct. A bit of that is just my priority problems. Alright, so there is some unreachable underneath. We'll just build it from the chlorine area. Strange, but it will work. Is this unreachable? Yeah, it's unreachable. There we go. Oh, you're just delivering. Madness, I say. Madness. So it looks like we're ready to store some water. I will plug it in. You guys are too lazy. I'm going to have to prioritize this. Taking a look at the ranches. 5, 5, and 6. Our Pokey's barely eating. But barely is still eating. Building, tidying, decorating, cooking. Drucklet. Guess Drucklet. I'll find someone good eventually. I'm already 9, so the joke of me doing the 8 dupe challenge is obviously not true anymore. No, it's the 9 dupe challenge. Alright. I have my building on priority 8. So that my guys actually do it. And as you can see, I'm filling up a spot here which can be utilized by this area. Actually, you know what? Alright, I'm going to have a temporary power interrupt. Alright, this is very, very important. Because, you know, power's off kind of everywhere up the line now. So build it. Okay, there we go. So it's going to look a little funky, but it will make sense real soon. So this is here 100% chlorine just because it's a high pressure gas vent. There's not an opportunity for the slime lung to outgas. And as you can see, I am slowly filling up the area so that I can excavate it within the chlorine area, and I'll soon be able to add a significant amount of slime storage. Okay, well that's enough staring at that. Looks like my waters barely have space for cycling. Now with this extra germ pipe sensor, even if it did literally fully fill up, I could still signal the switch and filter it anyway. So that's a little added benefit of that. Is this... Yep, this is clean. Go! And re-enable that. Now, yeah, there's an obvious problem where we can't physically get over here. I could move my water lock. Or not even worry about it. I'm just going to fill it back in. Because I don't need that much storage. Incubators, just the, there should be another, yeah, there's the baby glossy. It just got finished. Alright, and now... a lot more slime storage. That was the whole point of this. So that all of this slime that we're removing can go somewhere. Was the whole point. Alright, so copy settings and paste, 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 paste. Let's get the sandstone that's out of there. Out of there. Double check. Yep, this is 100% chlorine. High pressure chlorine too, but 100% chlorine and nothing else. And we went from 3 boxes to 8. So that's a pretty healthy amount of increase there, I have to say. I'm just going to start sweeping up stuff that's in common areas here. We're almost done with the initial puddle, the first puddle that we aimed to purify. And, of course, the amount of water that I have stored is, well, continually going up, which is good. That's pretty much what we wanted. Looks like my steam generator has been very reliable. I'm happy about that. Took a while to build, but as long as it pays dividends. It is funny that we have such a difference of temperature here, right where these two wheezeworts are. That's just how effective these wheezeworts are. We've got 65 or 18 Celsius hydrogen and then 50 Celsius hydrogen. There's actually functionally nothing separating these two other than wheezeworts are chilling everything that's just above this. Alright, let's go ahead and to prevent the hydrogen from being overpressurized and not productive, I'll set this to 3,000. And that will also fill up our gas reservoirs, because our gas reservoir for hydrogen looks shoddy at best. Alright, additional slime storage. As you can see, it is germless slime, because it worked. And that would mean that I can now sweep up this slime here that has been accumulating, and I have somewhere to actually put it, which was the whole point. Okay, we're about halfway to the security door, which is constantly telling me it's overheated, which is annoying. So we'll get that fixed. Now, I'm sure there's more geysers and volcanoes that I have yet to discover, and I do plan on doing some additional discovery. Yeah, so here comes the hydrogen. Should be working to fill back up. Alright, looks like my sewage line is about to back up. But I'm almost done dumping the rest of the water out. Colony achievement. 100 tune-ups. Well, I know who that was. As there's literally only one tuning things up. One who is many. Well done. You did 100 tune-ups. That's impressive. Legitimately impressive. Yeah, so I'm not going to really queue anything. What's in here? I saw outgassing. Leech stone should not be allowed. Let's go through this. Making sure that there's nothing stupid in here. Dirt, rot pile, slime. Why is slime in there? Oh, geez. Oh, dear. Okay, copy settings and paste settings. And then emergency sweep this slime out of there. I think it would have to be germless slime, because the only way for slime to get in the base is through ore scrubbers. So as you can see here, Muhammad has the slime and it wasn't germy. So that's good. Regardless of that fact, I am going to disinfect some of the ladders around here. And if you're wondering why it is so that our dupes don't have to wash their hands. Man, there's slime lung all over these. But the thing is, yeah, every time our dupes use this ladder, they will have to wash their hands on the sink. So I'm just going to disinfect. It's a lot of work, but I'm going to disinfect the entire length of this ladder of slime lung so that we don't have to use the sink more often than we should. Yeah, apparently it's just slime lung. It's mostly slime lung as a result of... this is kind of pointless. It's mostly slime lung just as a result of cleaning up the slime here. So... oh well. Alright, printable. Supplying decorating. Suit wearing, ranching, researching. Oh, I like you. Oh, anemic. Ooh, I no longer like you. Iron gut, gourmet, noodle arms, and anemic. Jesus, guys. Those are some really bad negative traits. Anemic is really bad because then your dupe is very, very slow at moving around, and noodle arms means they just can't carry stuff. Right? They're just weak. So 2 unbelievably negative. Well, we have a little bit of variety of food now. We got some omelets, paku, and filet, and cooked fish. As you can see, this liquid pump is running out of liquid. It's kind of a good sign. Yeah, so this disinfect task is, I guess, pointless until we're done de-slimifying this area. So I'll just cancel it. Just deal with the fact that everyone's always going to have to wash their hands. It's good practice anyway, right? Now, as soon as this... Oh, yep, this puddle is done. Mop up the remainder. And then... power it all down. Actually, keep that pipe. Nice. That is a lot of reclaimed space. As these oh yeah, these Weezwarts have been helping. This the space between my steam generators and the ranches are no longer, I mean, they're definitely cooling on a cooling trend, which is exactly what we were aiming for. All right, next up, we filter this puddle over here, which means we connect this heavy wire cable to the transformer. I think it would be... Eventually I'm going to want a transport tubes, but for now it's going to be faster if I create a proper walkway. So I'll do that. And this is going to be... Oh, it's already 8 priority. Yeah, I need to fix my construction back down to default 5. Alright, so we're installing this plastic ladder, which increases movement speed on it. Because there's going to still be a lot of cleanup. Alright, so here's the new polluted water. And my hydrogen storage has been going up as a result of changing this Atmos sensor. And the hydrogen geyser is able to outgas more often, which is what I wanted. Checking on my Drecos. This is the last regular Dreklet egg that I should incubate, otherwise it'll be overpop. Now, it's possible to incubate the egg and then turn it into meat. That obviously requires a bunch of power, but has the added benefit of, you know, you can essentially make meat that way. I don't know if I would want to, you know, but I'm just saying it is possible. Right, looking good. Yeah, this sort of earth-moving projects, I fully acknowledge aren't the sexiest to watch, but they're still a necessary part. Oh, there we go. We broke that stupid security door, and now I no longer have to listen to it complaining about being overheated. I mean, if I wanted to, I could just reclaim all the materials that were in here, but I honestly don't even care. I just want to rummage around the vending machine for, like, a granola bar. Yep, there is a nutrient bar. Yeah. I didn't need to do that, but it's kind of fun. This also allows me to explore the bottom here. Right? I see the edge of this map now. There is, of course, that cool water, or cool steam geyser. And taking a look, my liquor reservoirs are full up. Totally full up. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do is temporarily disable my pump here, so that I can switch the source of water. I actually could just break the bridge. Let me just bust the bridge. That might be easier. Shouldn't leak too much. Shouldn't leak at all, but not too much. And then feed this water to my electrolyzers. Right, yeah. The bridge did not leak. So once this water's used up, it already was. Some of this might be unreachable digs, we'll see. But now my electrolyzers are not using my purified water as a water source anymore. They're using this steam geyser water, which, of course, is still pure. It's just hotter. It's a way to use... You know, otherwise, if I wanted to add this water to my regular geysers, the trouble with that, of course, would be it's really, really, really hot. And I'd need some way to cool it down, or it will generate heat in my base. So, by using this water for the geyser, I'm able to... I'm going to be able to, you know, utilize it in a way where it's useful, and not where it's, you know, going to cause more problems than it solves. Okay, so is this... No, that's reachable. Done. There we are. Now the geyser is feeding the electrolyzer. Now the other thing we have to worry about is the temperature of the oxygen and hydrogen that is outgassing, to see if the additional heat... Yeah, so the oxygen and the hydrogen that we're producing is a little hotter as a result. But given that our base is pretty chilly and temperate, and very easy to add additional Weezeworts to this setup over here, where we're cooling our oxygen that comes into the base. Actually, the oxygen that's coming into the base is like maybe a little bit too cold. So using the steam geyser's water is actually kind of a positive thing, if you ask me. Because yeah, this oxygen is coming in at... No, it's fine. It's coming in a little hot, or a little cool. It's not coming in evenly, is what I should say. But yeah, how about we do that? I'm just gonna see how much, mostly as a curiosity, how chill I can get the incoming oxygen. So 3 more Weezeworts shall do, and I guess I put my path on the incorrect height. Well, whatever. You can dig that out and actually use it. That puddle, we're going to need to start filtering. My polluted water reservoir is going to fill up real fast, so let's disable this. Okay, this water is ready to filter. Now, the water level in here definitely went down, without a doubt. Now that it's mostly... I think what I'll do is I will put insulated tile here. Now that it's mostly insulated, right? I'm going to cut it off because I don't really need to go here anymore. Cooking, operating, decorating, doctoring, building, tutting, farming. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, we got the big drip here. I must have dug... I don't recall doing it, but I must have dug somewhere I really shouldn't have. So I'm going to try to mop up as much as I can. Luckily, I do have a pretty functional catch basin, which is hooked up to a pump. So this shouldn't spill over, hopefully. But I'll have my guys mop. That's a bit of a mistake, but an honest one. Oh, you know what it was? It was sand. I dug through sand and it made the water levels drop. Well, that's going to be annoying to fix, but these mistakes happen, and it's just important to have fail-safes, as I've demonstrated I do have, like this one, where even if I do have some sort of accident, we've got methods to remedy it, and quick. Well, I suppose we don't really need this pump anymore, as everything's going to be bottled. Oh dear. Yeah, I should have checked for sand. All right, come on, dupes. Now, this will outgas some polluted oxygen. I do have some deodorizers set up around here, which I've kept this whole time, sort of for this reason. You know, just some of the just-in-case deodorizers. My dupes are not loving life right now, having to mop up my mess, but they'll live. It's also a pretty quick way of dealing with this giant puddle. There is something to be said for a lot of the liquids are lost, to be fair, right? Because I did just dump it down into the bottom of the biomes. But if my goal was to remove the liquid from this area, I did just accomplish that very, very, very quickly. Maybe accidentally, but very quickly. Now it's going to outgas a whole lot of polluted oxygen, so the next important thing for me to do is to sweep up the bottled oxygen so that it doesn't create clouds of pollution. But that's pretty easy to do as well. Just requires some unified manpower. And we'll be delivering polluted water to this for a bit, I perceive. Alright, we'll sweep the remainder of this up. This also means that my, that's not true. It also means that this power line and transformer can be broken down. Don't disable, just deconstruct. Go to my power, and then the plumbing line as well. Now, there are some other puddles here that I may or may not want to deal with, but I can think about that later if I do want to mess with it. I think I should be able to dump here and have it go in as well. Let me double check if that's true. Because right now the pipe's blocked as well, and it's going to be blocked up. Copy settings. So now I can move, two dupes can move stuff like that at once. Some of that's going to be unreachable. And yeah, I know I'm using 9s to sweep, but I really don't want all of this polluted water to outgas. Building entombment. Oh, dang. Well, that's a thing. We froze oil. Yeah, our steam generator room got so cold, it froze the oil. I'm going to quickly try to uproot, like, all of these weezeworts. And let's say crude oil, enable auto bottle. I'm going to put some additional crude oil in there to make sure that the water lock stays watery. Actually, no, I don't need to do that. So what I just need to do is I just need to make this room here warmer. I guess I have too many weezeworts. And, because right now this liquid oil here, which is going to freeze soon. Oh god, it's teeter-tottering on its temperature. Okay, so this is sort of an emergency dig. Really? For reals? Come on now. Alright, priority all. 9. Because I don't want this crude oil to freeze up. Then another thing oh, it just did. Damn. Alright, so what that's doing is it is going to let all of this hydrogen out. Alright, what I'm going to do is, let's say 150. I'm going to run my steam generators to generate some extra heat. It's also going to let some oxygen in, which is additionally a pain. Alright, it looks like some of this oil is already starting to melt. So we are creating an airlock, but it is letting oxygen in, which I'm going to have to filter for, if I'm picky. So I'm running my steam turbines inefficiently at a lower temperature, so that the hydrogen here warms up. And then I can run it at a better temperature if I got some lime. So let's dig this at a high priority. I like how food is decaying and my critter is starving at the same time. It's just a distribution problem. Yeah, this is actually one of the reasons why up here I use petroleum, because of the risk of the petroleum freezing, or the risk of if I used crude oil it would freeze, because it was right around the freeze temperature of crude oil. And then it froze anyway. You know, down here. Alright. If you take a look at the temperature here, this hydrogen is warming up a little bit. I'm going to set this back to 175 or 180 because I do have some liquid oil here that it got that got bottled or melted or whatever. And once I get some fossils, I'll be able to... Oh, yep, I should already have the fossils because it looks like the digging is done. I should already then have some extra lime as soon as they go through this rock crusher. So I'll set this to 9. Fossils to lime, and then lime from iron to steel. And here's the rock crusher already, delivering fossils, crushing it into lime to make steel. Okay, the hydrogen in my ranches got a little bit warmer. Oh, but all of this just became liquid. Here we go. Guess I need to keep an eye on the temperatures there. I made it too cold. That's a funny problem to have. Well, the crude oil that's here is not at risk of refreeze anytime soon, which is good. And now the whole airlock, I do believe, is hydrogen. As I created a block and then destroyed it and kind of destroyed some oxygen as a result. New printables are available. Ooh, lime. But let me take a look at the dupes first. Building, tidying, doctoring, won't dig. Okay, that's a problem. Yeah, I'm printing out the lime. Okay, we're getting a lot of decayed food because I have a limited amount of refrigerator storage. Partially by design so that we can actually feed our only Poke, but I'm not feeding the Poke very much, so it is a bit of a problem. Now that this is isolated, the heat that this the heat that this produces will not leak out anymore, which is good. And then, as far as leaks go, our giant puddle still has yet to be swept up, but we're working on it. As you can see, our liquid pump is like working full time, trying to get the bottled polluted water out. And soon this steam will heat up enough due to the manufacturing of steel to be able to heat this hydrogen. Oh, so many funny problems. But I am a little bit over time. I just wanted to fix some of the bigger issues. So as I said in the beginning of the episode, or if I didn't say it, if you have any feedback for me about little projects that you'd like to see, or you know, suggestions for the base, anything like that, do drop me a line in the comments below. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll catch y'all next episode. Farewell.